What are we doing? LoJack? All right, Robin, LoJack. Look.
Well, you know what's happening in New Jersey?
What is?
They say that car thievery is at an all-time high.
Let me ask you something. What do? You must read like 900 newspapers a day. How do you know? How do you know so much? Really, how do you know so much? Every friggin' topic I bring up, you know. It's unbelievable.
It's my job.
Look at you. Are you proud of yourself today or what? Look at you.
I had a week off, too.
Wow. Every topic I brought up, you know, you have information on it.
I do. Yeah.
But I mean, but real information, not stuff like I make up. Let me tell you something. If you don't have LoJack installed in your car.
And you know, it's a lot of joyriders, too.
Oh, yeah.
Kids who are just trying to make their way into gangs.
Let me tell you what the LoJack thing does.
What will it do for us?
First of all, it'll eliminate joyriders just because they have a regular car alarm on there. That eliminates the amateur.
Okay.
But for the professional thief, how do you avoid the professional thief? All right? I got to tell you something. I picture you, Robin. I picture you holding the TV remote control in one hand, and you got like the newspaper in the other hand, the vibrator on your foot. I mean, it's like I don't think there's any downtime for you, is there? All right, listen to me. Now, to eliminate the professional car thief, Robin, you've got to quiet down. It's an all-media party in there. All right, very good. All right. Listen to me.
An all-access event.
Right. A lot going on. I have an all-access pass. Okay, look. What's going on to destroy the professional car thief, what you have to do is put a LoJack in your car. The police have a homing device in their car. You have the homing signal in your car. When your car is stolen, you call the police. They turn on the tracking device, and they track your car down immediately before the car can be stripped. Would you call 1-800-95-LoJack? Are you an imbecile that you don't call this number, you New Jersey drivers? 1-800-95-LOJACK. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Your car will get stolen. You get the insurance money. Wait. Boy, are you in for a surprise. Ask Robin. $7,000 less for a brand new car because they only give you book value. 1-800-95-LOJACK. It's LoJack. LoJack.
I can't believe in New Jersey LoJack is available and people aren't doing it.
You would go out with Woody Allen, wouldn't you, Robin?
Sure.
Yeah. See, I'm telling you,
right
he can get any woman he wants, and yet he goes after that Sun Yi. Sun Yi. How about an American name for Sun Yi?
Like?
Well, you know what? Mia Farrow names...
those biblical names.
Well, Mia Farrow, when she gets to name the kid, she gets these Viet Cong kids over there. She named one of these Chinese kids Moses. Now, you see him on TV, they're interviewing Moses. When you're Chinese, you should not... at least name him Buddha.
Moses with the slanty eyes.
Yeah. Moses, and then another one was Daisy, another Chinese.
Daisy and Lark.
Lark.
Very, yuppie name.
Yeah, just ridiculous names for these Chinese kids. Taking into consideration none of their ethnic qualities. So...
what should she have done? Thrown up the silverware?
Yeah, and however it felt. Ping pong ball. Slits O'Rourke. But I'll tell you something. Balls on chin. But I'll tell you something. This Sun Yi was brought up in Vietnam, and she adopted when she was 6, so she had a name. A Sun Yi had a name. See, that's how she had her name. But the other ones didn't have a name. She gave them a name as infants. See, I know something too, Robin. Gary, is Woody Allen not here? We cannot speak with him? We have to move on? All right. Well, I'll give up then.
Well, that's not the only scandal that was percolating while we were away. Did you ever see the Fergie pictures?
I did see those.
Did you? What did you think?
First of all, I think she's about 20 pounds overweight to be in a thong, number one. Number two, I think her breasts are really flabby. She needs a breast lift, which is what I'm treating my wife to after the birth of our third child.
A breast lift, too?
Breast lift and tummy tuck. Okay. She's going in for it.
She is not.
Oh, yes, she is.
I want to hear that from her lips.
You won't hear from her lips. She'll be drugged when she goes in and does it. But I saw these pictures.
Mm-hmm. And what did you think that the children were right there?
I thought it was disgraceful.
She's making out with this guy.
I thought it was disgraceful. I saw a picture of Fergie, who really is a double bagger. I was amazed that she was able to become the princess of whatever she is. What is
She's
she?
The Duchess.
Duchess. Imagine being a duchess and you're a double bagger. And Andrew's not a bad-looking guy.
No.
I don't understand how that whole royalty...
What happened there?
I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Because he was out, and he was running around with porn stars.
Oh, yeah.
And this and that.
And then he marries Fergie.
Yeah, how'd she catch him?
And she actually seems like quite a vivacious lady. She seems to go for anything. Fun girl, party girl. But whatever it is, they fell out of love. And this...
And that was the one you thought would be good because she had that kind of vivacious attitude about life that she'd keep him interested.
Yeah, you almost thought that they would sleep together in the same room and stuff, even though they were royalty.
Right.
But she appeared to be wild, double snap and gyro on the private parts. But I'll tell you this. When I saw those pictures of her kissing a guy with her top off in front of young children, I was repulsed. I was disgusted.
You were repulsed by her flabby body? Or?
And let me tell you something. The earliest recollection I have of seeing my mother nude was when I was about 5 or 6 years old. My mother stepped out of the shower. Nude.
Well, that's how you go into the shower.
She came out nude. She had a towel wrapped around her head. Her big belly was hanging over.
Oh,
she had a bush the size of... You see the carpeting in here, Robin? Her bush was bigger than that.
Will you behave?
She obviously my mother has never shaved. It was her
never.
It was the size of Cleveland, in honor of our new city. So listen, my mother never shaved. Have you ever seen it?
Women of her generation didn't do that.
Wow, my poor father. You can't even find anything. It's like a jungle.
Oh dear.
I could have sworn I heard Tarzan screaming when she came out.
Look, I was just in Europe. I saw women with hair everywhere.
I know.
Under their arms, all over their legs.
Yeah, my mother never shaved her legs either. Ooh. She goes, I'm not hairy. I go, Ma, you're hairy enough. She's like a gorilla. So she stepped out of the shower, and I got to tell you, and I saw her big floppy breast. My mother has D cups, and they were huge. Huge. Massive breasts, and I just saw it, and I remember this wave of nausea came over me.
Stop.
Because it's my mom.
Your mommy.
That's my mommy, and she wasn't doing anything sexual with my father. It was just unbelievable. All I saw was hair and udders.
So she was hardly naked.
Yeah, and I got to tell you something. It was traumatic for me. I can't imagine what it's like to be a kid, see a mother, semi-clad, kissing a strange man.
Well, he's going after her feet.
Oh, boy, and kissing her feet.
What has she got?
I don't know. I hear she's going to sell her kids for $20 million.
That's what they're saying in the papers today, that they might want to buy her off, get her out of their lives completely and get custody of the kids, and they may settle $20 million on her to be doled out.
Wow.
In increments, so that they can keep control of her.
Wow.
So that her behavior would have to be at a certain standard in order for her to be able to get.
Boy, she hit the lottery, huh?
$20 million.
All she got to do is give back those two obnoxious children.
She didn't like them anyway.
She didn't like them.
They were a real damper on her social life.
I can't figure out why this guy married her, but for whatever reason, she must be like a circus performer in bed. That's what I figure. Either that or her face must be a Hoover.
Meanwhile, there's supposedly a tape of Princess Di having a little conversation.
Was that right?
With some guy. This was a couple-year-old tape that one of the tabloids in England pulled out and said they have, and somebody's selling it.
Is that right?
Yeah, and it's supposed to be her talking to this guy, and he's professing his love to her, and she's complaining about Charles.
Yazoo.
So the royal family is really going through it. They say it's been so bad that the Queen has agreed to pay taxes on her salary.
I hear you. Wow.
She never paid taxes on all the money.
I know. It's ridiculous. The royalty there doesn't pay any taxes. It's ridiculous.
And in order to, save face and to not have the English people so angry, she's now agreeing to pay taxes on her income.
I could never live in a country where I had a king or a queen. That would just be so repulsive to me. And, listen, king and queen of England, you. Ooh. That's all I got to say about it. Right, guys? Right.
Oh, my.
We don't like that.
Well, what do you think of this weather we're having? First, you have the hurricane in Florida.
Well, I went down. Stupid ass me. My wife books me on a vacation to Florida.
You finally leave town.
This is the first time in 3 years I agree to go anywhere. So, first of all, it was a nightmare vacation.
Why?
My wife and I fought so bad, I thought our marriage was going to break up.
Stop it.
We had such a bad argument that I fell out of love with my wife for a full day. And I told her it, too.
What was the argument about?
Well, this argument was about tipping. I was tipping the waiters too much. I was a big schmuck.
She didn't call you that.
You want me to? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She called me an a-hole in front of the housekeeper.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
She's just a stupid idiot. You should have heard the way she was talking to me.
Oh,
I just wanted out of the marriage.
Oh, dear. You sure it wasn't just a hormonal
And it was in
thing?
front of my kids. And my kids went, "Are Mommy and Daddy going to get a divorce?" That's how
really?
traumatized they were by this fight. But anyway, I'll get to that after your newscast. I don't want to stop the flow of the news. All right? There's information that has to be disseminated. But I go down to Florida, and there I am trapped in a hotel for a whole day with the kids, my wife, the housekeeper, my
You had
in-laws.
everybody at the hotel?
Oh, yeah, my in-laws. My in-laws were on my vacation with me.
You know how to really party.
All I could think about for 4 days was Tawny and Stacy.
Who are Tawny and Stacy?
Tawny Katane and Stacy Galena.
Oh, really?
You know, my girls.
Oh.
My stable, Jessica Hahn.
So you trapped in the hotel room during the hurricane?
Well, you want me to get into it?
No, I just want to know where you were when the bad weather hit.
I was on the west coast of Florida.
So it wasn't so bad over there?
No, it was just a bad storm that day. Very windy.
Uh-huh. No devastation.
Right.
See, because I had pictures of you. Once I heard about the hurricane.
Well, there was real bad hurricane warnings, and if there was a hurricane there, we would have been evacuated, which would have been, that would have been the end of my marriage, because we would have been in a shelter for the 4 days with other people.
And little cots.
Yeah, and believe me, the
Great,
storm,
in a high school somewhere.
the storm in the shelter with me and my wife yelling at each other would have been much
too
worse
great.
than the storm outside. But no, it would have been real bad because we were like on the Gulf.
Uh-huh.
And
it came up along the
water would have
ocean
come
side.
up and like drown everybody. So wait till I tell you about my vacation. I had the worst vacation. Do you notice how peppy I am on the air today?
Yes, because you're happy to be back.
I'm so happy to be back. Wait till I tell you about it. The first 2 days were great.
Were
Well-
you home or were you in Florida?
No, when we were in Florida, it started out great, sexually and everything else, and then it turned into a nightmare.
Oh, dear.
I spent the whole vacation with my in-laws, and finally we just had to like throw them out. I mean, you wait till you hear this.
Oh, dear. I can't believe
The idea of my vacation this time around was I never spend any time with the kids. I'm
Yes.
very busy. I'm a very busy man.
I don't know what you're doing.
I'm hiding from the family. I basically, when I'm working, I'm very distracted, okay?
Yes. I agree.
All right. For whatever reason, I got to be into my work.
Right.
I know it's hard to believe that this is work, telling dick jokes, but it's work for me.
I feel kind of silly sometimes explaining to people I have to be alone so I can
Right.
work.
I mean, we're always screaming we're working, and people are trying to figure out what it is we're doing, including my wife. I have to think of ideas for things for tomorrow. I need to be alone. So the idea of this vacation was I was going to spend time with the kids exclusively.
Ah.
All right? I was just going to put all my energies, the same way I put my energies into my work for
You're
4
gonna
days.
Focus on the kids.
Yeah, so we decided we were going to go to a remote island, all right, like in the Caribbean or something.
Uh-huh.
Or like one of these remote islands where you don't see anybody,
Yeah. Nobody but you.
like where rock stars go.
Right.
Like we called up Lifestyles and the Rich and Famous. We asked him, Robin Leach, and I said,
Yeah.
where does like Eric Clapton go to be alone?
And he told you?
Like where does he go to be with his kids, before
Yeah.
that tragedy? All right.
New York.
Yeah, right. Not, yeah, New York. But I said, where does he go? So they gave me the name of the island and everything, and I booked a whole stupid vacation. You have to fly to, like, Anguilla, get on a helicopter.
Because they
fly
don't
to
even
the-
have an
Yeah,
airline
no.
where you're going.
Then you get a special airlift into this island, and like 3 people are on
And
the
then they
stupid
put
island.
you on a boat.
Yeah, very exclusive. So then my wife calls the doctor and finds out we can't leave the country because she's pregnant. She's in her 5th month. If you go to one of these remote islands and anything happens, like a little bit of bleeding or anything like that, there's no doctor around and they'll give you an immediate D&C.
Oh, no.
Okay? So I said, all right. I said, so you know what? Forget the vacation. Let's be home. I love being home. You know me.
Nobody's going to bother you here.
I know you like to go away, Robin. You went to Paris. I know
don't
you
go
like
away a lot.
Right. Hey, don't have to apologize. You do what you want to do.
But I don't go away a lot.
I don't want to go anywhere anytime, ever.
Every once in a while, I get an idea that I want to go somewhere.
I love being home. I'm a homeboy. Ever hear that expression, homeboy?
Homeboy is
That's
you.
me. I'm the original homeboy. I'm a homebody. I love it. I love being home.
Mm-hmm.
So I say to my wife, let's stay home. No. You know what I'll do? I'll book us a vacation in Florida, down by where my parents are, but I'll call my parents and explain to them that they really have to give us some time. Like, they want the kids for one night. That'll be fine because we can have a romantic evening.
Right.
But we'll bring the housekeeper. We'll get ourselves a nice place to stay. And since we know that area of Florida, we'll stay there, but the parents won't be involved in our vacation. Because let me tell you something. I wouldn't mind my in-laws being involved with the kids while I'm on vacation. But my mother-in-law is so obsessed with my children that when she comes into a room, she overtakes everything with the kids. I can't even say a word to the kids. It is so bad I can't say a word to my own children because my mother-in-law sits there and gets in the conversation. She starts answering for the kids. I'll say to the kids, hey, kids, did you enjoy swimming today? She'll go, oh, Doddy is talking to us.
Oh, dear.
She calls me Doddy. Doddy is talking to us. I go, Norma, I'm talking to the kids. And it gets really weird. I go, Norma, I'm talking to the kids. She goes, Doddy is talking. Answer him, children. You know, she's from Boston.
Yeah.
Answer him, children. Doddy is talking. And I get so friggin' annoyed I want to choke her. And then my father-in-law, when we're with him, he just talks the whole time. Even if his wife is talking. Whoever's talking, my father-in-law just keeps mumbling. He goes, Howie, did I ever tell you the story about when we took the kids to Florida the first time? No, Bob, what's that? Well, and it goes on. And he keeps talking. I can't talk to the kids. My mother-in-law drags the kids away from me, takes them away on the beach, starts walking around looking for shells and stuff, then runs into the water with them. I can't be in the water with them. And that's fine with me 361 days out of the year. But for the 4 days...
You can't be in the water?
No, if I go in the water, my mother-in-law just totally monopolizes them and then tells them the water's too rough and don't go in where Daddy is. And I mean, it's like she's obsessed. You know, and I find myself reaching for a baseball bat to clunk them and me over the head. So it really gets me. It doesn't get to my wife because my wife spends tons of times with the kids.
Yeah, she's glad to see somebody else.
Yeah, but I wanted to be with my kids. So, well, I got a break. You got to hear the rest of this. You got me started on this. You got to hear the rest of this.
I only wanted to know about the hurricane.
No, but this ties into the hurricane. Wait till you hear this.
You're going to bring it all back.
Well, you started me on. I'm not going to stop.
Sorry.
All right. You kept pushing. All right, let me take a break. We'll be right back.
This is Dave Herman on 92.3 K-Rock, and I'll see you this afternoon on the Rock and Roll Afternoon Show between 2 and 6. 20-song music marathons and the best variety of classic rock and roll. We're at WXRK New York, 92.3 K-Rock.
Of medical schools across America, students are learning the delicate techniques of surgery. At Croft Medical School on the Caribbean island of Jantique, students are learning that med school is definitely stranger in paradise.
From the creators of Northern Exposure comes a new series, Going to Extremes. It's about as far as you can go to become a doctor. Going to Extremes, new series premiere tomorrow at 10/9 Central on ABC TV.
We're here to reassure all Corn Nuts fans. Even with a lighter crunch, Corn Nuts are still
the king of crunch. The proof, first of all.
A bag of some ordinary
wimpy
potato chips. Here.
A good-sized book.
We drop the book on the bag and... Ugh,
not a pretty sight.
Corn Nuts bag.
Good-sized book.
Los Angeles phone book.
With pictures. Great structural integrity.
And a great nacho cheese.
Yes, we've proved it.
Even with a lighter crunch...
Corn Nuts is still the king of crunch.
And here's more proof.
To the king.
Tri-State Consumer Insurance. Look, please understand something. If you want insurance and you want to pay less and you want to get great insurance, I have a great idea for you. Call Tri-State Consumer Insurance. Now listen to this. In a recent policy comparison for Nassau County, State Farm Insurance premium was $1,230. The Tri-State premium for the exact same insurance was $805. That's a savings of $400 a year. How does Tri-State do it? Number one, you deal directly with them. You dial a 1-800 number. There's no agent. You don't pay any agent's commission when you dial 1-800-JOIN-NOW. Tri-State only insures good drivers so you don't end up paying for other people's mistakes. And that's how they do it. That's how they save you all that money. Some people are saving $1,000. Town Car Jack saves $600.
Town Car Jack is making
Yep.
a killing listening to this show.
I know. He's already saved $1,000 this year listening to this show. Is it good insurance? Is Tri-State good insurance? That's all you got to worry about. Well, I'll tell you this. A report issued in December of 1991 by the New York State Insurance Department said that out of 167 insurance companies, Tri-State Consumer Insurance was ranked among the top 10 for the best in claims and customer service handling. How's that, Robin?
That sounds good to me.
Why don't you call 1-800-JOIN now if you really want to save money. 1-800-JOINNOW for a free rate quote. Now, this offer is good for New York residents only. So join now. 1-800-JOIN now.
No one knows exactly when, but the first case of human thirst almost certainly occurred in the Mediterranean. And no wonder. In the summer, the sun takes up permanent residence over the French Riviera, baking everything and everyone below. So, after some 50,000 years of being thirsty, the people here created a unique soft drink called Orangina. And one sip of the Riviera's native soft drink will tell you why. They took the fresh, ripe oranges native to the region, added a hint of tangy tangerine, and gave it just the right number of little bubbles, all of which makes Orangina light and uniquely refreshing instead of heavy and syrupy sweet. Orangina, the soft drink imported from paradise.
Look for more of your favorite soft drink, Orangina, in the new 2-liter family size, now available at your local supermarket. Orangina, the soft drink imported from paradise.
The prices are great, the savings sensational during Macy's Giant RCA Week celebration. Save on all RCA TVs, VCRs, camcorders, CD players, and more, including the dynamic new RCA home theater TVs, many of which feature color picture-in-picture and the SRS sound retrieval system. Sound that surrounds you, it has no extra speakers or wires. Plus, when you buy any RCA home theater TV from 27 to 35-inch diagonal direct view up to 60-inch diagonal projection TV, you not only get the most advanced RCA picture and sound technology ever, you get a bonus gift bond of $50, $75, or $100. The bigger the RCA TV, the bigger the bond. And now, get an RCA 4-head VCR with VCR Plus and Universal Remote, regularly $349, now at a new low $299. It's fantastic. It's RCA Week at Macy's. Your chance to get sensational savings on all RCA electronics. Remember, the celebration ends this Saturday at Macy's.
All right, you know what, Robin? I'll save that story for after the news, or maybe tomorrow, because we do have to get the news, right?
Oh, now you're going to stop in the middle?
Well, it's such a long story. Anyway, let me tell you about Channel 11, what they've done now. You know, Channel 11... Is Woody Allen coming in?
Well, Woody Allen... He needs a couple of minutes to get
Oh, okay.
together.
All right. Well, I got to do a commercial.
Well, you know Woody is a very nervous
Woody's very nervous.
Tell Woody don't worry. I know what Woody has to say.
You're going to put words in Woody Allen's mouth?
You
That's
better.
exactly what Woody's worried about.
No, tell him no problem. Hey, today at 10 o'clock, one of America's best-loved TV personalities is back. Now, Robin, take a guess who that is.
One of America's best-loved TV personalities.
Channel 11 here in New York has nabbed one of the best-loved
You
TV...
mean they got the Lucy reruns from Channel 5?
No. They've got a brand-new talk show on Channel 11.
Brand-new talk show.
Now, who do you want to see in a talk show? I'm
Best
talking about
love.
probably one of the most famous names in America.
Baba Booey.
Now,
see.
no, not Baba Booey.
No.
Not Zachary. Who do you think it is?
Most loved. I'm trying to think. Arthur Godfrey's dead.
Oh, there's somebody more contemporary, somebody more happening.
And well-loved.
Robin,
I can only think of Carol Burnett.
well, if you couldn't get Carol Burnett, who would you get?
Who would you get if you could? That other woman, the English woman.
Vicki Lawrence.
No.
Can
I
you
wasn't
believe
thinking
it?
of her at
Channel
all.
11's got Vicki Lawrence. You know, for years I've said the one person who should have a talk show is Vicki Lawrence.
You said that?
Well, she's so marvelous. How does stiff like her get a talk show?
I don't know. Does she know someone?
I don't know.
I don't know how she's still in show business.
Hey, she's there, and you know what? She's in show business more than we are. Today she'll return to the fabulous 50s with Frankie Avalon, Annette Funicello, and Fabian. Now, that should be an up-tempo show.
Now, Fabian and Frankie are going to help Annette out on the set.
So today at 10 o'clock on Channel 11, you got the Vicki Lawrence program.
Quite frankly, that has me intrigued.
Yes. Annette reveals why she never wore skimpy bikinis.
Well, that's not the question I was asking.
I know why Vicki Lawrence never wore a skimpy bikini.
Nobody wanted her to.
Yeah, she got a gut the size of an elephant.
She looks worse than Fergie in
Right.
a bikini.
Then at 11 o'clock, you got the Joan Rivers show. She'll be discussing, if you were a man, would you ever consider wearing pantyhose and a dress?
No, come on, you made that up.
Swear to God. You know, she's trying to get some ratings. Joan welcomes people who are captivated by the pleasures of dressing up as the opposite sex. Look how they're afraid to insult people like that now. They actually, like, you know.
Yeah, the pleasures
The ple-
of.
yeah.
Not weirdos who
Yeah.
dress in men who dress in women's clothing.
Men who are psychopaths and enjoy humiliating their families, their parents, their friends by dressing up as women.
Men who for years have been sneaking into their wives' underwear drawers.
So you got Vicki Lawrence at 10, and she's going to challenge Annette Funicello to a foot race.
Oh, dear.
See who can win, because Vicky's fat and Annette's got MS, so it should be an interesting...
Who do you think? Who's your money on?
Well, that's a tough one. You know, normally I would go with Annette Funicello, but with the MS, she might be slowed down. Vicki Lawrence could take it. That'd be great. Vicki Lawrence just goes, Annette, I know you have multiple sclerosis, and what I'd like to do now is a little stunt. I will have a foot race with you, like to do the 100-yard dash. And
Is it that you're slow or just unsteady?
I know you walk with a cane. Do you think that it would be a fair thing with me being out of shape and fat and you being with MS? Do you think that would be fun?
What's more of a handicap?
Well, let's find out on today's Vicki Lawrence show. And then at 12 o'clock on Channel 11, you got the Geraldo show.
Yes.
Geraldo, who his topic is losing hundreds and hundreds of pounds. He talks about weight loss. See,
So it all sort of ties in.
Yeah. See, all three topics. And if you watch all 3 hours in a row, they lock you up in the funny farm.
You'll need it.
They want to know what you're doing all day, that you have time for 3 hours of Channel 11. Well, be like me and Robin. We're going to go rush home and start at 10 o'clock with
That's right.
Vicki Lawrence. And then move into the Joan Rivers thing and then Geraldo.
We'll be set for the day.
There you go. All on Channel 11 WPIX. Great channel that it is.
Well, the reason I brought up the weather, Howard.
Well, if you want Woody Allen now, you can ask him all your questions.
Oh, I forgot that Woody was here.
Woody, quickly, because we were talking about the weather. What are you going to talk? If I see one more picture of poor black people in Dade County, Florida.
I didn't know that. You know, aren't there white people in Florida?
No more. Let me tell you something. Florida, I was on the west coast of Florida. I won't even go
I was
to Miami.
sitting there, I was watching CNN in
It's so
Europe,
sad. Yeah.
and I had the sound down.
Right.
And I see...
You thought it was Somalia.
I thought it was Somalia.
I know. Let me tell you what's happened to Florida.
Because they were talking about hungry kids and airlifts.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And it's all Cubans and black people. There's no white people left in Florida. It's pathetic.
You hear a hurricane in Florida, you expect to see some white people.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe those were white people. They just got so tan and burnt from the sun that they look black now.
But where in the world?
But
I mean, have
did
you
you see
ever
them?
had to do airlifts of food to an American community?
And did you see it was like bloated babies and
Yes.
and there's flies around the babies and stuff?
Absolutely. And they weren't just hungry from this hurricane.
Yeah, and that was in Somalia. That was. I think you're using the hurricane as an excuse to get
What,
them
did the
some food.
hurricane blow their weight off?
Well, I'm looking at it. I'm saying, hey, you know, there's like people in New Jersey doing airlifts and trucks to the needy people of Florida, and I'm going, what happened?
And Dinkins is saying, hey, we got to help them out. I mean, it's like we're talking about the Caribbean.
If we do not put a cap on immigration into this country, we are committing suicide as a country.
Remember a couple of years ago when they had those big hurricanes that destroyed Jamaica and all
Yes,
that?
yes.
It's the same thing in Florida.
It is the most disgraceful, embarrassing news.
And what kind of houses were these? Do you
Oh,
see
my
the
God.
rubble?
You know what? And that hurricane wasn't even that bad. It's just that, like, they were
living in stick
They
houses.
were in straw huts. $105 house. Yeah, real estate in Florida is unbelievable. You remember I told you in Port St. Lucie you can get a house for $35,000? Well, now you see how it stands up to a hurricane.
I'm saying there's not one wall in this entire house.
Completely blown up. I mean, let me tell you something. A healthy fart would knock over those homes. Never mind a hurricane. And I tell you, you watch the news and you get sick to your stomach. You get sick to your stomach what you see down there. No one speaks English. I saw a woman in there. We have nothing. Don't you see? We have nothing. We have nothing down here.
And they're all complaining that the military hasn't gotten
Yeah.
fed. I'm like, why do you need? What's going on? Did you need the military?
Because they're all from Cuba and the Honduras and everywhere else where the military solves all problems. What is the matter, Gary?
You're going to have to... Do you want Woody in now?
Sure, we always...
You're going to have to bear with Woody because Woody's having a little problem with the weather and breathing today.
Oh, okay, Woody, come on in.
Woody's all clogged up.
Oh, Woody, you're just nervous. I know that you are a recluse. I know that you do not like answering questions. What's the matter? You have asthma? What? Terrible asthma? Yes.
Oh,
all
dear.
right. He's a
Calm
recluse.
down.
All right.
Don't.
Let me ask you, what is the
badger
status?
him.
What is the status? And I won't hold you long, Woody. What is the status of you and this Mia Farrow that you
At this point in time.
At this point, right now, okay? If you could just please. Oh, if you could answer this question. If you could just answer that question, please. You and Mia Farrow.
Mia is no longer attractive to me. I need stimulation. I'm an artist.
All right.
Okay, that's all you're going to say about that?
Can't you? I mean, you're being awfully sort of
cryptic, don't you think?
Yeah, really. Just answer the question about you and Mia Farrow.
From the onset with Soon Lee, I've known...
Soon Lee?
Soon Yi is her name. Your girlfriend's
You
name
could learn her name,
Right,
Woody.
really, Woody. I mean, you know...
Is this a sign that you won't be with her that long?
Is that the correct pronunciation, Soon Lee? All right, go ahead, yes.
I've known it to be real love. We are a wonderful couple.
I see. All right. Well, let me ask you about this.
Woody,
then, all
are
right?
you going to survive this
Woody's upset because you do have a asthmatic condition. Is that correct? Yes. All right. Let me ask you this, and I'll make it brief. You are an entertainer. You're a well-known...
auteur, as they say
yes, you
in the
are.
paper.
Aren't you the least bit embarrassed by these allegations that you molested your adopted daughter?
No comment. I'm not prepared to discuss that. My lawyers have advised me that that is a topic I should avoid.
All right. Well, that's fair enough. See, I knew this was going to be a disaster.
Yeah.
Didn't you know something was wrong with Mia Farrow, though, when you go over there in the beginning when you were dating and it looked like Vietnam in her apartment? Didn't it look like a problem there?
Life can be confusing. I only follow my deepest feelings.
Well... The Brother P-Touch XL is the best. You've never seen it. In fact, it's one of a kind.
I was going to say it's...
And now we're back in the news. I'm going to tell you about my Florida vacation tomorrow.
All right.
Because
well,
it's too long.
we were talking about the weather.
Yes. Now, what about it?
Before Woody came in. And I just thought it was interesting that we had the hurricane in Florida, then the twister in Wisconsin,
Yeah.
and a tornado in Guam.
Yeah, the Guam I didn't care about.
And you didn't care about that.
I'll tell you something. I came home the other night, and I fixed myself a big salad. Where I cut up some pieces of chicken, threw some tuna fish in there. I added fresh string beans. I added some pasta with some Paul Newman dressing over it. I got to tell you, Robin, you know I love that.
Yes.
I turn on the TV, and there it is. Every channel, Channel 2, Channel 4, Channel 7, all the ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, pictures of this hurricane. And you get sick to your stomach.
I couldn't believe they had so many people just handing out food.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. This is America.
It really was strange to see that.
There isn't one person that you recognize as really American-born. I mean, unbelievable. I took my salad, I put it in a box, and I mailed it to Florida. Because I was sick. I couldn't even eat. Actually, what I did was I changed the channel to Star Trek, and I ate like a bastard.
Well, you know what's
I can't
funny
stand
to me?
watch it. I don't want to see any more pictures of my country looking like a third world nation. I am so sick of it, and I know everybody else is too. There are such disturbing pictures, you can't take it.
Well, you know what was funny to me? Now the president stayed at his Maryland retreat.
Yeah, good for
He
him.
rushed to a resort area.
That's what I would do. Yeah, in honor of the hurricane victims. I'll tell you, you know, and then they interview the people on the TV.
Yes.
None of them can speak English. And you really do think it's a foreign country. Hey, what are you talking about? No man, I got no food, no ramen. They're demanding services. We're paying all the taxes, and they're demanding services.
Screaming and carrying on about the military coming. That's what.
Well, because they're used to the military. They would rather have a military intervention.
So we have to dispense troops to the area.
Yeah, of course.
And
because
airlifts of food. I thought that was incredible.
Yeah.
I used to think, you were talking about places like Ethiopia, Somalia, places like that where you go and drop food.
Yeah, how do they normally get food? So they do it the normal way.
It was amazing.
And then did you see the looting going on? The animals looting?
Yeah.
That's what we let into this country, animals. We've got to put a ban on all immigration, and we'll take our poor and we'll try and train them for something. God knows what we're going to train them for. You can't train them for anything. They don't want to do anything. You don't think they had the opportunity to go to public school? They did. Their parents don't bust their ass, and so now we're stuck with these animals.
But we're not the only ones with these problems. I couldn't believe the number of street people they have in Paris.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they have the same thing going on there.
Good. Well, let's send them some more.
Well, they have their, and no wonder they get so disturbed and concerned whenever, we do something with Libya or Iraq. They have tons of Arabs.
Oh, yeah.
In this country. You have to look at each one of them and say, just how much would it take to turn them into a human bomb?
Right. Not much. They don't have much to live for. Why not be a human bomb when you have nothing to live for? Well, I couldn't care if they blew up all of Paris and France, so I would be happy. I encourage all human bombs to blow up Paris. I hate Paris. I hate French and I hate the Parisians.
Oh, come on, the Parisians were wonderful.
Yeah, to you.
So anyway, tons of Arabs over there, lots of street people, the professional beggar types, who climb all the way up the steps of a shrine and then sit in a corner with their hand
they think that's cute.
and the baby laying on their laps.
I like the beggars who come up with a shtick. In Mexico, they all breathe fire. They swallow gasoline and breathe fire. You want to take them and choke them. No,
they don't do anything. They have, just how we have people here who write out signs about how hungry they are?
Yeah.
They have little French signs about how hungry they are in a little cup.
Well, you're lucky you can't read French.
That's right. I had no clue what they were talking about.
No, I'm sure the French were nice to you. They obviously like big-breasted, voluptuous women. But I think we all know where the French are at in terms of the history of our two countries. They never help us. They never support us. They never back us up.
I understand that Saddam Hussein is angry at the Americans, the French, and the English, the British.
Good.
Now.
Well, don't worry. The French will beg us to protect them if anything should go wrong. Cowards. Friggin' French. Cowards. World War II. Cowards. Supported the Nazis. Cowards. No French resistant bastards. Thank you.
They've had a lot of trouble over there.
Can't believe you went over there.
Oh, it was hysterical. It was a nice place to visit.
Yeah. I wouldn't give them a dime.
Well, everything's very expensive over there. Coke, $5.
Do they still wear those stupid hats, the beret?
I didn't see one beret. I wanted to see a beret.
Troy.
Not one beret.
The stupidest hat there is the beret. It doesn't even cover your head properly.
I didn't see one, but lots of accordion music.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know where the accordion was so popular.
Yeah, accordion's such a pleasant-sounding instrument. How modern. Well, that's the French snobs, They,
And organ grinders, too.
They don't like to allow any new modern instruments, like the clarinet in there. That's the French snobs. They think their culture's so great.
I see.
And where'd you go? Did you go see those stupid Eiffel Tower?
I saw the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, isn't that something? They carry on about these bridges and the Eiffel Tower. We have so many...
Actually...
You can go to Cleveland and see better bridges than you can in Paris.
They carry on about the bridges because every 10 feet there's one. The whole city is split right down the middle.
Yeah, it's such a load of crap. You go to these European countries and they carry on, you must go see the bridge. So you go over there and you realize when you see it, you go, why are they carrying on about this bridge? We have bridges in this country that are such technological feats, such beauty.
I mean, we're really spanning a lot of water.
And we have beautiful architecture on these bridges. If you're into bridge, me personally, I wouldn't look at a bridge twice. I remember people used to line up to go see the Verrazano Bridge. We have the Verrazano Bridge right here.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody goes and looks at it. This is the most beautiful bridge you will ever see in your lifetime.
Another beautiful bridge, the Brooklyn Bridge.
Brooklyn Bridge is a beautiful bridge. But nobody lines up to see it.
We just cross it.
No, we pay all that money to go to France to go see their stupid bridge that looks like a log. They lie a log over a puddle and people write poetry about it.
The the tour, but the view from the Eiffel Tower is quite nice.
Yeah? Well, I can imagine.
It's not much to look at in the daytime.
I hope you took a dump off the side of the Eiffel Tower right on the heads of those Parisians, those little slimy, cowardly bastards.
They were very sweet. They talk to everybody in English. I don't know what this is that they say people don't want to speak English in Paris.
Sure.
If you're from another country and they can't understand you, they speak English.
Yeah, well, they must have smelled the green money on you. So then they break down and start talking English.
And the metro was very nice to ride. I went all over Paris.
Do they still wear scarves around their neck? That's another thing the French do. They wear these scarves.
I didn't see any scarves.
Ascots. They look like cowboys. Grow up. But the French, the reason I hate them so much...
It's a very nice airline, Air France. Beautiful airline.
Yeah, well, that's good. I'll tell you one thing, Robin.
What?
The reason I hate the French, and I'll never forgive them, for three things. Euro Disney. That's number one.
Yes.
I think that we've been very gracious in going over there, the Disney company, and putting American dollars on their soil.
I love this we.
That's right. I'm an American. That's our I am a supporter of big business.
Yeah, I am too, but it's no we here. You're not getting any of the profit.
Oh, yes, I am an investor in Disney.
You're not taking any loss.
I own stock in Disney.
Oh, please.
I am very proud of that company.
Go on.
I like the Disney company. I like Michael Eisner. I like the whole outfit there.
I like him too. I just don't feel like I'm a chairman of the board and I'm making any of these decisions.
All I know is our country invests dollars, our big business invests dollars over there, and these French piss on us because we're Americans, plain and simple, and we're idiots now. Notice no other big businesses are investing in France now. Nothing is popping up around Euro Disney. Good. Let them go S in their hats and their berets.
Well, I'm sure the Japanese, who love the country very much, will take
Good.
care
Let the Japanese take care of things. And then the French in World War II did not resist the Nazis. They, of course, pumped out tremendous amount of product for the Nazis during World War II. They opened up their factories to them and worked extra hard for the Nazis to please their masters.
Very embarrassed about
to
that.
please their Aryan masters. And also, I will not forgive them for recent policy concerning war. And when we're in trouble, they don't back us up. They don't. They want our military.
Well, they know when the chips are down where to go.
Yeah. When the chips are down, we should ignore them. Snobs.
But you know what they love?
The bidet. They love that.
You know, there was a... Speaking of
they love
bidet,
shooting water up their butts.
There was one in the room. I couldn't figure out what to use it for.
What, the bidet?
Yeah.
The bidet is used for two different reasons.
What's that?
I have a bidet, so I know. If
you use it?
I don't use it. No, I'm not comfortable using it. But I know what it's for. The bidet is for two things.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a guy or a woman, and you got a crust on your buttocks.
Yes.
Because you got bad, in other words, you don't want to wipe that much. Like me, I only wipe 3 times when I go to the bathroom. You know that about me.
If you need more, what do you do?
I don't, because that's why I started to have my anal fissure.
So you just get dirt?
I always use 3. Now, the way to clean yourself properly
yes.
is to shoot water in the area.
I see.
And that'll rip off chunks of debris.
It's like erosion.
You're right. No, it naturally unravels the dingleberries. Now,
what, do you put conditioner back there?
I have so much hair back there. Everything gets caught.
God.
I have so much hair.
Would you just go on?
You guys
just want
have
to
hair?
know about the bidet.
You have hair back there?
No.
Oh, yes, you do.
I do not.
Oh, even women do. I see the women have it. Do you shave it?
No.
You just have no hair there.
I hardly have hair anywhere.
That I'd like to see. So anyway, that's one of the uses of the bidet. And the other use is strictly for women. To clean them in their most feminine of areas.
I see.
Their most feminine of places.
Right. You said that once.
Their most feminine of areas. And that is to clean you.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you about the French bathroom, you wacko. He wants to say it again.
Yeah.
They put the toilet in another room.
Right. Right. The bidet is for cleansing.
But if you're going to use it to clean yourself from there, why is the toilet in another room?
I don't understand that, because now all your hotel, like, I'll tell you why the bidet should be in another room in America. Americans don't know how to use a bidet.
Right.
We went over there to the Garden City Hotel. I had the Super Bowl party there one year.
Right.
So one of the guys in my band, Pig Vomit, I think it was Tim or John, one of them, he goes to the bathroom, and he sits down on the bidet, and he takes a dump in the bidet.
Dear.
Now listen to this. Now listen to this.
Oh, man.
We all walk in there, and he goes, "Hey, the bathrooms aren't working. Don't flush." I go, "You idiot." I go to him, what are you, stupid? This is why I never had those guys at the other Super Bowl parties.
And the other thing I
I
couldn't
go, that's a
understand-
bidet. That's not a toilet. He goes, oh.
Right, there's no seat even to sit
No,
on.
but he sat on it. You're not supposed to sit on it. You're supposed to squat on it.
Yeah,
Squat
is
over
that
it.
uncomfortable?
Oh, yes. I can't squat. I have bad knees. So I actually sit right on the hose, the apparatus.
Ooh.
Yes. The water's cold, too.
Yes.
You can adjust the temperature.
But the other thing is, I couldn't understand. The toilet was in another room.
Did you use the bidet?
No.
Did you try it?
I couldn't figure out, where would I use it?
Right.
I always took
So you
showers.
can clean yourself in the most intimate of areas. Because it's hard to clean over there. No, that's only after you go to the bathroom or something like that, to cleanse oneself.
But the toilet was in a room with nothing else. It was all by itself, like in a little closet.
Wow. Water closet, that's called.
That's why they
Right.
use that term, I suppose.
Yes.
But anyway, the reason I brought up Europe was because the Germans are having some problems over there.
Oh, they know how to solve those. They just take one ethnic group, blame them, and then they kill them all, and everyone unites behind them.
Well, I guess that's what they're getting ready to do.
Yeah.
Because they have their right-wing wackos over there now firebombing hostels, I guess they call them, these shelters for refugees from other European countries. You know, a lot of people are pouring into the country from Yugoslavia, and they have a lot of East Germans there who came in, and
Let me tell you something.
other Eastern Bloc nations. You know, a lot of their people have come to avoid the unrest that is left as a result of the end of communism.
If it was up to me, Robin, I would say the world should have no borders. Everybody could go wherever they wanted. But unfortunately what has happened is we are the only country left taking in refugees and real low IQ types. And we are taking them all in. These are people who are not successful people. They're not the brains of society. And I'm not saying, there's nothing wrong with being charitable. But if no other country is willing to take in these people and support them, see, this is where my beef exists.
Right, the government's willing to take them. But, you have to wonder about how willing the government is, because when people start firebombing, the police stand back and let the buildings burn down.
This government in Germany is not willing. These are people who should really open their borders and do a little charity work, because they're such selfish, disgusting people. They really are. I mean, history has proven it, World War I and World War II. The Germans are not to be trusted. We know it. And they won't do anything to help anybody. They won't lift a finger. They want to be the world's greatest power economically, and they're not going to take in anybody who's going to ruin that whole
Their
thing.
economy.
Who's going to ruin their economy because we have to support them. Now, America has certainly done its share of taking in of refugees and people who are unable to work. We've opened up the Mexican border. California is now overridden with Mexican refugees. These are not the creme de la creme.
Refugees are a result of war.
Yeah, these are actual people just sneak over the border.
These are immigrants.
Immigrants. And illegal immigrants. Illegal aliens. These are aliens, like from another planet. We've taken them all in. I say, okay, let them stay here. Just close off the borders now. Now, let's get some sanity going. Close off the borders. Let Germany take in a few people. Let France, Robin's beloved France, let them all take in. Japan, what? Japan, you walk into Japan, you don't see any foreign faces. All you see is Japanese. You don't see any mixing of the culture there. Let them take in a few people. No. Let them pay for our military a little bit. No, they can't do that. We're suckers. We're idiots. We're douches. Not me and you, Robin. I'm talking about,
Oh, thank you.
everyone else.
I thought you were calling me names. Now, I talked to you a little bit earlier today about the car theft situation in New Jersey and this new phenomenon where teenagers, young kids, grab cars and take them on rides, high-speed chases with the police, and what they've been doing now is aiming the cars at the police.
Right.
So the police have been shooting them.
Good.
And
God bless the police.
I don't expect anybody to protest this. Police shot and wounded a 17-year-old Newark boy.
Oh, no, they'll blame the police for it.
Early yesterday after he tried to run down 3 officers and rammed a police cruiser with a stolen car.
No, Robin, you're supposed to understand the community. That's the problem with these white cops. They don't understand the community. They don't understand when a kid aims a car at a policeman.
What's he doing?
He's just having fun. He's just trying to communicate with the police. Please, already. The police are not given enough leeway in this country. More Rodney King beatings.
Well, according to the police, they say these kids have declared open season on cops.
The cops have got to load their guns and fire recklessly into these cars.
Recklessly.
That's right.
No, with great intention.
Take these kids out of these cars, push their face into the radiator fan while the car is running. Let's all have a good laugh. How dare they? What do you think cops are? Cops are guys trying to make a living. What is this? There's no respect for anything anymore.
Romeo Marquez, you will be happy to know, is recovering after 6 hours of surgery.
Well, now he can sue the police.
From bullet wounds to the head, chest, and wrist. He was in stable condition.
Yeah, and is there a big protest?
His prognosis is guarded. I haven't heard about any protests yet. I'm waiting.
I better not hear about any protests, because then all law and order is gone. We might as well just advocate civil unrest. We're this close to being Somalia. You know, sometimes I look at the TV news, I see some of these neighborhoods, it looks like Somalia. With flies around the children and parents not paying any attention to the kids. And
I mean, they're better parents in Somalia.
Yeah, I'd rather have those people in Somalia come here. I'll feed them. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it.
Oh, dear.
And this whole attitude with the police, hey, man, the police don't understand us. The police aren't supposed to understand you. You're not even supposed to be involved with the police. Go to school. What are you doing with cars and hijacking cars?
It's a new world out there. Apparently, they do this so that they can gain status, join a gang. Impress their friends.
Join a gang. You want to be in a gang? What kind of life is that, being in a gang? Get out there, do a little work. So work at a McDonald's or something. Maybe become a manager. Make something of your life.
Meanwhile, the people who were in the Tompkins Square Park riot, that's going to cost the city $2 million.
How do you like that? Boy, that drives me crazy. Don't even tell me that.
I can't tell you.
Don't even tell me that. That's going to cost...
So far, the city has paid $814,000 to 29 people hurt during the melee.
In New York, there's a place called Tompkins Square Park. Now, 50 years ago, it used to be a park where families went with their children, and they walked through the park, and it was a lot of fun, and everybody had a good time. Now, I'll tell you what it is. We got these bums hanging around in there. They call themselves squatters. And I see them. They're young guys. They all could work. They're all in their 20s. Some of them in their early 30s.
They build homes sort of like the homes that were blown down.
Yeah, like in Florida, like Port St. Lucie. And they hang out in this park, and they sell drugs, and they make lewd comments to all the people who try to walk through there, any decent person who walks through there. So finally somebody said, you know what, let's clean this park up. Let's get rid of these bums, these so-called squatters. They've decided since they live there, that now it's like it's their property.
Their home, yeah.
Yeah, you can't get rid of them. They have rights and everything. They even have like a newspaper they circulate amongst themselves. There's a bum newspaper. Can you imagine all the bums got together? They got time to make a newspaper. Free newspaper. They hand it out. Well, when they're not boiling women in soup.
Oh, geez.
And so finally somebody says, well, why don't we get the cops in there to clean out the park so people can walk through there with their kids? So we clean out the park, and look what happens.
It's going to cost more to pay off the people than it was to clean up the park. They cost to clean up the park. The amounts range from $7,500 so far for a man who suffered a loss of confidence in the police to $200,000 for a man with a fractured skull.
Wait, back up. What did you just say?
The man was paid $7,500 because he's lost confidence in the police. Now, I lose confidence almost daily.
Now I know you're making yourself. Someone's writing jokes. Jackie and Fred are writing jokes for you. Is that true?
That is in the paper.
Well, hang the judge then. No, don't hang the judge. Get me a plane ticket. I'm moving to Somalia, where I will be King Howard of Somalia. King Howardo of Yugoslavia. I'm going over there. I'm gonna join the Bosnians.
The renovations cost $1.8 million for the park. They think that the price tag for paying off most of the people, because there's still something like 21 cases to come, and they're going to be the most expensive. They expect the price tag to reach about $2 million.
You guys hear this?
Over.
Some guys, we cleaned out Tompkins Square Park so people could walk through there, and the people we cleaned out now have lawyers, and they're suing the city and getting money because they lost confidence in the police. Do you hear the insanity? Do you understand why we have to get rid of all the lawyers in this country? 70% of the world's lawyers are in this country, and they are filing these suits, and the judges are in cahoots with them, I guess, because they're all lawyers too. I want $7,500 because I lost confidence in the police. Where do I get that? I mean, all I got to do is hang out in Tompkins Square Park and get that?
Yeah. How do you determine that somebody has lost confidence in police?
The country's doomed. We're no longer allowed to clean bums out of a park because they lose confidence in the police. Keep paying those tax dollars. Suckers. We're all suckers. Me too. I'm lumped in there right with you.
Saddam Hussein has vowed to ignore the no-fly zone imposed by the U.S.-led allies. They decided to do this to protect some Shiites.
I'm so confused.
Now, why would we want to protect some Shiites?
I don't know. You know what? Gloss over that story, Robin. I don't have the concentration at this point to listen to it.
Oh, I just wanted you to know that he's, rattling his saber and making claims that he's going to violate the no-fly zone. He has not exactly said how he will do that, but the countries of France, the United States, Great Britain...
I'm not being critical, Robin.
Some of the Arab countries have gotten together to protect a certain zone because the people there were constantly being attacked in violation of the UN agreement made with Saddam Hussein.
You got any stories in there that affect me?
The Emmys, do they affect you?
No, is it a pool day today? I got a pool. What do you think? You think I can go swimming today?
It looked pretty good, didn't it?
Looked kind of nice out there.
Was yesterday a pool day?
Oh, there's some interesting news for me. I got to find something that relates to me.
No, I don't have anything to relate to.
All right, go ahead.
You just have to learn to be interested in everyone.
I can't take those.
Let's talk about the Emmys.
All right, go ahead. The Emmys, yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, go ahead.
Last night was the whatever number Emmy Awards that it was. And it was
3,000.
again on Fox.
No wonder I didn't see it.
That's right. People forget that the Emmys are occurring because they're hidden.
I get Fox on Channel 5 here in New York, and for some reason I always overlook that channel. I don't know why.
No one ever thinks there's anything going on over there. Well, you do not ignore it all the
No,
time.
I watch Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills 90210.
I always watch
Melrose
that.
Place.
Beverly Hills 90210 I watch.
I understand that Aaron Spelling has another one in the works.
Aaron Spelling's a genius. This guy, he wrote another one of my favorite shows, Family. Remember that show? I love that show.
That was an Aaron Spelling?
That was Aaron Spelling. I was watching it over vacation, and it was Aaron Spelling Productions.
Well, you also liked Dynasty.
Dynasty, great show for a while. Great show. This Beverly Hills 90210, that should have won every Emmy there is.
Oh, please.
That show is so damn good. They got these young girls on there, and they're in high school, right?
Well, this is the graduation year. What's going to happen?
I don't know. There's a lot of discussion in my house about that. Are they going to follow them into college?
No.
Oh, they've got to. They all got to go to the same college.
No, they got to graduate because nobody goes to the same college.
No, these kids
bring in new girls.
Well, that'd be good too. No, but I'm attached to these girls. I want to follow them, and I also want to have references to new girls. And it's all these girls, and their biggest problem is like which guys to be with.
Right. No, not school.
Yeah.
And what they're going to do with the rest of their lives.
And they have great plots, like the geek of the school. He's become like a really cool guy. I love that.
All of a sudden.
Yeah, now he's banging broads.
Well, yeah, you identify.
Yeah. It's great.
It doesn't really happen in real life, but you would like to believe, huh?
And Luke Perry's banging this Shannon Doherty. Well, he gets to kiss her. He makes out with her.
I thought that was his sister. You're telling me?
No. Yeah, he's banging his sister. But this is the greatest show. Did that win an Emmy?
I have no clue what won Emmys. I was watching the show last night, and it looked like a political show to me.
Yeah, they're all bashing the president. I have a problem with that. I am not going to vote for Bush this time.
It looks like a bunch of comedians got together to give political statements.
I'm not voting for Bush this time because I think, like most people, we can't take this religious right. I voted for Bush the last time, but this time I'm not voting for him because I can't support this abortion crap and all that. I've been through that a million times, so I'm not going to go into it. But something disturbs me when, everybody gets up and bashes the president. I don't know. It's something weird about it. I always think about, what messes all these people are that are getting up and bashing them.
Right, because I look at them, I know them, and I just know how they run their lives.
Yeah, they're no better.
I don't want their advice.
Yeah, I mean, they're no better than the president. You know what I mean?
So it just surprised me. Here's a little bit of Richard Lewis.
Richard Lewis, our pal? We haven't heard from him in a while.
Well, we heard from him just before he went back out to the coast. He told us he was going to write movies and not do stand-up.
Yeah.
By the way, for you people, I know some of you, 2 or 3 of you might be disgusted with this comment, but this is not you can't see, it's not Abe Vigoda. This is Bill Clinton. This is one who's up there. Yeah.
He had a button on, a Bill Clinton button.
Oh, yeah, he's a big Bill Clinton man.
Yeah.
here's the deal. I have to say this. I don't know Mr. Bush, and I don't know Quayle and this whole potato thing. I don't care. I didn't do well in school spelling, but I am worried about this thing. I am worried about if, God forbid, if some, like a UFO thing happens and Bill doesn't win, that I just can't imagine if for some reason, and I'm not hoping this happens, if President Bush, if he gets reelected, instead has mono or something like that, or a root canal, and if Dan, and I'm sure he's a great guy, but I'd run away. Just come on, I'd run away.
What's he talking about? What the hell's wrong with Richard?
I don't know, but he's got his Bill Clinton button on.
Okay.
And I had this dream. I had this reoccurring dream. I'm not kidding. That he's president because unfortunately Bush has mono, and let's say he's doing Brinkley. That great show, and he's like the entourage, the Secret Service guys. They're pushing him in there, and he's panicked. How he can't learn everything. He doesn't know. I don't think he knows tremendous amounts of material about politics. So he probably says, I got a minute to go. Does Sweden have a king or a maitre d'? And I don't want that. But I'm sorry. I got carried away, and
what's he doing? Where was he, the host?
No, he was out there. He was supposed to introduce the shows they were supposed to tribute because they were taken off the air this year, like Johnny Carson and The Cosby Show. But he went on and on and on about his problems with the president.
As a presenter at the MTV Awards, I'm going to come out, do my business, and leave.
Okay, well, that would be good.
I will fly in, blow up a podium with my ass.
You said you weren't going to tell everything.
Oh, all right. That I could tell. And then I will present my award. I mean, not me, but Fart Man.
Right. Well, how are you going to make Fart Man do this? You're telling me what you think Fart Man should do.
Robin, I'm Fart Man. Okay? And I will not wear a friggin' button.
No political...
No political commentary.
All right. Also, let's see, who won anything? Laurie Metcalf of Roseanne won. Roseanne didn't, even though she was nominated.
Roseanne doesn't deserve to win anything because she's horrible.
And I don't know if she did any more than sit in the audience, but they had that character, Pat, from Saturday Night Live.
I hate that character.
Sit next to Roseanne and Tom, and this is what went on.
This is Roseanne and Tom?
With Pat.
Pat, the character?
Yeah.
All right.
David Steinberg is an agent. I thought he was a manager. Excuse me. Oh. Do you know where the bathroom is? Do you know where the bathroom is?
The little girl's room's upstairs.
Do I look like a little girl?
Well, the little boy's room is downstairs.
Don't be ridiculous. Where do the grown-ups go?
Hey, what do you think of Rosie's dress?
Hey, Tom Arnold's real funny when he reads from those cards.
Yeah.
I like that acting technique where he goes, like he's acting like he's being interrupted.
Well,
and what's good about it is it's the only time Tom Arnold isn't talking over Roseanne Barr when they actually write down what he's supposed to say.
And when he's supposed to come in.
Such a nothing.
Fine.
Well, there's a porta potty outside.
Oh, that'll do. Excuse me.
Did you hear that? Tom Arnold almost read Roseanne's line. Did you hear that? He started, there's a porta potty outside.
Well, he started to try to ad-lib with Pat. He said, what do you think of Roseanne's dress?
Yeah. He's a real funny guy when he ad-libs. How come those two weren't in Miami during the hurricane?
They'd still be there.
Our house got blown up and stuff, and there's nothing to eat.
Minor emergency. Good luck, Bird.
That was the end of it.
Yeah, they're funny, those two.
Yeah, wasn't that delightful?
And the addition of Pat really helped the comedy along. That was a good teaming. Roseanne and Tom and Pat.
I wonder who wrote that.
Probably what's his name? Who wrote Wayne's World?
Michael Myers?
Yeah, he wrote that in his downtime.
Oh, dear. Also, Candace Bergen got a little political. Of course, she was the brunt of a lot of Dan Quayle's jokes.
She won an Emmy, huh?
No, she was there to present an Emmy, a special Emmy, to Ted Turner. So as she was introducing Ted, she got up a couple of lines on Dan Quayle.
And, of course, she is the worst actress on the planet. The Emmys are filled with...
She might have won an Emmy.
The daytime Emmys are the biggest joke, because those are like soap actors trying to convince each other that they can act. But what's even better is Candace Bergen. Everyone...
Yes, she got the lead actress in a comedy series.
I think she learned to act from Charlie McCarthy. She's all stiff.
She's very wooden.
Thank you, Tim, for that lovely introduction.
Thank you, Tim, for that lovely introduction. She's reading off a card.
Stretching those muscles in her neck.
Yeah, stretching her neck like this.
Yeah. Thank you, Tim.
That's because they're pulling the string on her ass.
Over the past few months, we've heard a lot of talk, and I mean a lot, about the influence television may have over an individual. Well, tonight, I'm here to talk about the enormous influence one individual has had over television. TBS, TNT, CNN. Through his own grit and determination, and without using a single vowel, one man has changed not only...
Wow, that's a great line. Who are these idiots that laugh in the audience?
I don't know. They understand this, though. They laugh on cue every time.
She strikes me as a cold fish, that Candace Bergen. You think her legs actually spread?
Well, you know, she and her husband live in separate countries.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, he lives in France. She lives in Los Angeles.
And who's she married to? Louis Maillet?
Mao.
Louis Mao?
Yeah.
Louis, you love Candace? Why don't you live with her?
I don't know. I mean, once in a while I come down to give her a little pip, but then I go back to France. But I do love her ass.
Yeah, she has a beautiful ass.
Yes. Beautiful, round ass. Sometimes when there's something in her ass, I like to take my finger and wipe it out.
Ooh.
Oh, you're saying her eyes.
That's what I'm saying, her eyes.
That's what you meant.
How do you say it?
Eyes.
Oh, that's the French accent. I thought you said her ass.
I misunderstood him completely.
So you love her eyes?
I love her ass. I love Robin's ass. When she was in France, we all loved her ass. We all kept dreaming about taking turns at her ass.
What would you do?
Well, one guy wanted to use his toes.
All right, very good, Louis.
You're very strange. Anyway, also Billy Crystal.
Everybody loves Billy
won
Crystal.
Won an award for hosting the 64th Annual Academy Awards, and he came up with his whole writing staff, including our friend Robert Wolf.
So he won an award for being on an award show?
Yes.
All right.
Thanks. This is everybody. Come on up, Dave. Well, Jack isn't here tonight. He's pulling the Queen Mary off that sand barge.
Who's Jack?
I don't know.
Oh, Jack Palance. Jack Palance.
I wasn't in the country last year when the same exact great thing happened to all of us. Hal Cantor, Robert Wall, Buzz Cohen, David Steinberg, Bruce Valanche, Mark Shammer couldn't be here tonight. And I wasn't here last.
Look how many guys it takes to make Billy Crystal funny.
Yeah, and, you know, he gets an award.
He's great.
Year, and I want to thank you for last year because I'm too cheap to take out trade ads. And I want to thank you so much on behalf of all of us. This was a really special show for all of us because it was very live. We were flying backstage, coming up with new things, backstage, on stage. We had a great time. I'm glad you liked it. I thank the Academy. I thank all of you. I'm really excited.
I can't stand that he's successful. I don't know why. Can you stand it?
And he's going to do it again. You know, see, this is just like he's on a roll now.
Yeah, he's on a roll. He reminds me, he's like
There's no way to topple him.
He's the Alan King of our generation.
Well, who he idolizes. So.
Yeah, it's just, I can't take it. Why do Jackie, explain to me why I hate.
I don't, it's just like it seems too easy for him or something, like he stepped in.
But he's like a nebbish or something. It just isn't right.
What should be happening
I know
for
what
him?
you mean.
No, he's a real talented guy and everything. I just can't stand him. I can't stand that he's successful.
You can't stand him. You can't stand the fact that you do like him. Isn't that what you mean?
He has to work. He has to be super talented to make me go to one of his movies, and he is. He's super talented, but I can't stand the guy.
You say there's no way he can win you over, and then he does.
Yeah.
Which just really
which is annoying. It annoys
it's
me
very
more.
hard to hate a person and love him all at the same time.
I don't like him.
But you'll go to see him because you like what he does.
That's right. That's right.
It's a sick thing.
I have a hostility.
And finally, I think this is becoming a tradition, Howard, to bring out one sick individual for every award show.
I missed it. Who was the sick guy?
Well, at the Academy Awards this year, they had that Indian director who was in his hospital bed.
That was great.
So I guess the Emmy people sat around and said, well, what can we do?
You got to get a sick guy on satellite from his hospital bed.
What can we do? They had a sick guy from India in a bed, and he died a couple of days later.
Yeah, who can they get? Gary Marshall's healthy.
That's right. What can we do? So they
Resurrect Jim Henson.
they gave a special award to a guy named Robert F. Louis.
F. Louis. Hey, Robert's here with us now. Robert.
Hello.
You know you have beautiful eyes?
Yes, so do you.
And he came out in a wheelchair, Howard.
Oh, that's great. That's a nice touch.
Here he is.
All right. And what did he do?
He was in the academy. He just was a member of the
Doesn't matter.
academy.
Right. It didn't even matter what he did. He just got a guy in a
They
wheelchair.
had to get a sick guy out there.
By the way, right now we're looking for someone that can guarantee they'll die on the air because we want to give you an award.
He was getting the Founders Award.
Oh, Founders Award. Okay, Founders Award. We found out he was sick.
He just dropped.
Oh, I think he just fell down, Robin. Right on stage.
You can see I've had a stroke, so I travel in a wheelchair.
Speak up.
It's my son, I've been a member of this academy since the 1940s.
This is like the old guy Billy Crystal does in his act. you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a big star from the 1950s.
We held our first meeting, having no other place, second floor, South Club, New York.
You know, is it appropriate to have, you know, they always do, they have a guy on, and like I feel bad for the guy who had a stroke, obviously,
Right.
but you can't understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Obviously, it's because this gets ratings.
Right. People like it. It makes them feel like the business is more legitimate.
Much better.
Yeah, right. It's like looking at homeless and throwing them a couple of bucks.
Lewis, the first national president.
What do you say?
I don't know.
What about the national president?
Something about the first national president. He might have mentioned the name. I'm not sure.
And, I want to thank you all for giving me this award. I had no idea that.
At least he talked about the award, not like Richard Lewis, who got out there and started talking about the president.
Again, I'm grateful to you. I want to thank Jim Roper.
Thank his who, mother?
Jim Roper, I think he said.
He thanked his mother.
No, that was.
He said, I want to thank my mother.
No, his mother couldn't possibly.
No, but I mean, you know, in memoriam.
there?
Yeah, he thanked her in heaven. Didn't he say, I want to thank my mother? I'm willing to bet $50 on that.
I'm going to take your money.
Oh, yeah?
And my many friends among the directors, and of course all of you being here tonight. I've got to go down. I've been appointment for a haircut in Bel Air.
What do you say? I'm going to go get a haircut in Bel Air?
Yeah.
Oh, he did say that.
That was the end of his speech.
There he goes. I don't know. I thought he was a little more effective than Richard Lewis. Richard Lewis is a friend of mine.
But he kept his remarks non-political, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, no president.
And the president is a big smack.
The big awards were won. Bette Midler won an award for her appearance on The Tonight Show. You know, being one of the last people on The Tonight Show and singing that song to Johnny.
I want to thank the Academy before I die. Just getting ready for my acceptance. Hey, maybe I should come out of the MTV Awards in a wheelchair and...
It works.
It works.
Hello, everybody.
Obviously, it looks like I've had a stroke, but really, I didn't have a stroke.
They just couldn't find any dying rock stars.
So,
are we allowed here?
I didn't have a stroke, but I've had a stroke of bad luck. And I don't know. It could be pretty good. Maybe I should scratch the fart man costume.
Fart man?
Come out in a wheelchair. Now I'll go with fart man. People are looking forward to that.
Yeah. Bette Midler won an award for one of the last Tonight shows in which she appeared and sang a song to Johnny.
Can you imagine that Bette Midler won an award for a Tonight Show?
For being a guest on a show.
So now, am I up for an Emmy for being a guest on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno?
No.
I deserve an Emmy for my appearance on The Tonight Show.
I think so.
I mean, I really think so. But I won't win anything. Because all those creeps can't give anything to anybody who's healthy.
The Tonight Show itself won an award for outstanding miniseries, variety, music, or comedy program.
Miniseries.
And Freddie DeCordova got up there with the director. What was it? Peter LaSalle? Was that the guy?
Got me.
And a couple of the other guys.
Oh, yeah?
Gave a little speech about the man.
I kissed Johnny's ass for the last time.
For the last time. They don't know where he is, but, you know, they thought they'd give him one more stroke.
We love kissing Johnny's ass. Any opportunity we get to kiss Johnny's ass, we do it. Jeez. Pathetic.
Lead actress in a drama series won by Dana Delaney of China Beach. I thought that show was canceled a couple of years ago.
3 years ago that show was off the air. How can you win an Emmy for that?
Lead actor in a drama series, Christopher Lloyd.
That's Taxi.
No, he didn't win for Taxi.
What did he win for?
Something called Avonlea.
I saw that. That was a piece of garbage.
Craig T. Nelson won for Best Comedy Series. He's in Coach, and Candice Bergen, as I said, won for Murphy Brown.
Well, I don't watch any of those shows. None of them.
None of your shows won, I don't think.
No, the best show is Beverly Hills 90210. Screw what the Emmys say.
I don't see that on here at all. Did not win.
Beverly Hills 90210 at least gives me a boner. None of those other shows do. Certainly I don't get one from Coach. Right, Robin?
No.
Now, that's art.
And finally, there's going to be a new music channel. It's going to be More Music TV.
Yeah, what channel does that come on in my system?
I don't know.
Because I don't get that.
It's sort of a marriage between VH1 and the Home Shopping Network, according to USA Today. They say you'll see videos like Elton John, George Harrison, and Steve Winwood. No heavy metal or rap.
Yeah, wheelchair rock, I call it.
It'll also be commercial-free, making money through mail order sales of CDs and tapes of the acts and the videos.
In other words, they finally face the fact they can't make any more money with these cable channels because no one wants to advertise on them.
Right.
Gotcha.
So that's what's happening.
All right, Robin. Good job again. Our first broadcast into Cleveland. Let's see how the people of Cleveland like it. We're very late, but I got to just find out how they like the show.
Yeah, that was a late newscast.
Hey, listen to that noise. That's on my phone line. Listen. What the hell is that? Whoa.
That's a first. We've never had that before. You sure you got all the right buttons pushed?
Well, that's because they had to set up Cleveland's phones, and I'm sure. Listen to that. Seriously, though.
That is not.
No, I swear.
Oh.
Fred, turn off your thing. That's the phone.
It wasn't doing that before.
1 second. That's my phone line. Let me see if I can. Listen to that.
Something's loose.
That's because the phone guys came in and hooked up Cleveland. And, nobody tests anything around here. Nobody tests anything. If I had a job, I guess if I was an engineer or something, or whoever sets up these phones, I wouldn't care either.
You don't have to use them.
Yeah, I'm not the guy in the air. And no one's going to fire me for this. So what do I
come back
care?
and fix it if it's
yeah,
broken.
if it's bad, so what? C'est la vie. So what if it's the first day in Cleveland?
Hey, what, am I supposed to get it right the first time?
I knew we weren't getting good quality phone calls this morning. I knew there was something wrong with the line. I knew it. Listen to that. All right, I'll take a phone call anyway.
You mean that's going to stay there?
Yeah. Hello? Hello?
They can possibly hear you.
Hello, you're on the air. Where is
Why
all
does
my...
that keep cutting out and then coming back?
Robin, do I look like an engineer? I just talk.
You have a license.
I do have an FCC license. Let me, I have a first-class radio license. They took it away from me, but I have one. They took my license.
When did they take your license?
A couple of years ago.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They discontinued them. They took everybody's license.
Oh, no, I'm talking about your other license.
My driver's license?
No.
Yeah, I have an FCC first phone.
That's what I'm talking about.
They canceled it. Yeah.
Oh.
Scott, are you going to come in here and stare at the equipment like I do? Because you call yourself an engineer, but I have about as much engineering experience as you do. Go ahead, fix the phone, Scott. Let's see you do it. Who, do you stink from cigarettes today?
You don't have the hybrid up. You have the speakerphone up. You have the wrong
No.
fader.
I knew we
Try
had
that
to
one
listen to
now.
that all day.
Oh, no, this one sounds fine. Thank you. Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard, how you doing?
Scott's so happy that he figured something out.
Oh, big deal. This is the first time you ever got it right. Scott, get out of here.
Come on,
You're
give me
fired.
credit, huh?
All right, yeah. Yes, you're on the air.
Okay, Howard, how you doing?
Still sounds bad, but go ahead.
Okay, I just want to say I hope you drive the other radio stations into the ground.
Man, you guys are already into it.
Yeah, these are, well, we've been waiting for you. These other lame-o radio stations we've had to put up with for the last 10 years, they don't cut it.
Let me tell you something. The station that carries us in Cleveland is a very, very good station. I am pleased to be on the Cleveland airwaves. I have waited a long time to introduce myself to all of the cities around the country, and this is just another step in making this a national morning show, Robin. And I am very, very excited to be broadcasting into the Cleveland area, because for years you've had to put up with idiots, third-rate talents, and now you will get to hear some first-class radio.
That's right. Tell her, Howard.
And I'll tell you what, I just decided something, just based on your phone call. I will come to Cleveland when we're number one. I will do a couple of broadcasts from Cleveland.
All right.
All right, thank you.
All right.
And stop yelling.
They're still not used to the concept of radio.
Robin, the adulation we're receiving out of Cleveland is,
Yeah, we
is
just
frightening.
got here. This is not right.
I'm sure the
Doesn't
people
feel right.
the people who feel like complaining are calling the station directly, bypassing us.
They're not going to talk to us?
Yes, you're on the air. Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just calling. Is it Howard Stern? Show?
Yes, yes. Don't be so nervous. I hear it in your voice. You're nervous.
Oh,
Calm
okay.
down.
Okay, thanks.
Although you're talking to one of the greatest radio personalities in the country, perhaps the greatest. In fact, the greatest.
The greatest.
According
What
to
are you
Billboard.
qualifying for?
Fred, make up a fancy thing that says I just won the Billboard Award, okay? You still don't have to be nervous.
Okay,
Because as big a deal as it is to be the greatest radio personality, don't forget, it's just radio.
that's true.
Radio is nothing in show business.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a joke. It's laughable. Go ahead.
Okay, great.
Thank you. What can you do for us? I mean, what can you tell us? Is that all you want to say?
You keep clearing your throat.
You clear your throat 3 more times and then talk.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, go ahead now.
No, I'm just telling you, we've been looking forward to your radio.
All right, thank you. All right, you had nothing to
He's
say.
going to repeat what he just said.
Let me talk quickly to New York and Los Angeles and Philly and Washington, because this Cleveland, they got to get on the ball here. You're on the air.
Yeah, Howard.
Yes, thank you. You're on the air. Hello. All right, I give up. Los Angeles, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yes, hi, you're on the air.
Hi. Howard.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, how are you? I'm calling from California.
I know that. I said that already.
Oh.
Well, I know where you're calling
Okay,
from.
well, I'm not
What am I,
listening to-
stupid?
No, not at all. I wanted to just let you know about Roseanne Barr's husband. A friend of mine was working on an HBO special, and because he had mentioned something, he was a very talented producer, brought on one of his friends who absolutely knew nothing about producing. So, I mean, that's the kind of...
Oh, look. I'm going to tell you something about Tom
I'm really
Arnold.
impressed that I'm talking to you, by the way.
Yes, as you should be.
Of course.
Let me talk to you about Tom Arnold. This is a guy who married a famous woman, and she, like John Lennon did with Yoko, she insists on taking him all around. The only guy who had any balls to stand up to Roseanne Barr was David Letterman. She said, I want to bring on Tom on your show. And he said, no, I'm not interested in Tom. And you know what she did? She canceled her appearance. But David Letterman's got some balls. He's got some integrity left. He's the only talk show that doesn't kowtow, and I say kowtow with emphasis on the cow. He doesn't kowtow to this Roseanne.
Really?
This Roseanne's a big bully. She's a loudmouth. Nobody in show business likes her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a big fatso. She got herself a man there that's Tom, and she brings him around, and I guess like Lucy had to do with Desi Arnaz, she brings him around and tries to introduce him into show business.
Really? Well, I guess that's what happened.
Now, how dare you? I'm hanging up on you. Got a little carried away, used the S word. I had to bleep him off the air, Robin.
I wonder where he was going with this
Robin, let me take one final phone call.
commentary of his, but we'll never know.
I'll take one final phone call, and then I must leave. Must leave. We have a meeting today.
Oh, that's right.
You're on the air. Cleveland, one last phone call.
Oh, the last phone call.
Yes.
Make it a good one. You represent every listener.
Yes.
No, I don't.
Go ahead.
I responded to the blind box ad that turned out to be recruiting writers for your show. Got the form letter back from Dan Foreman. Whatever happened to that? You owe me any back pay?
What?
You ran a blind box ad for writers in Variety, WWOR-TV. It turned out to be your show. I sent you some scripts.
Sir, let me explain something to you. I did not advertise in Variety for any writers whatsoever. If WOR advertised for writers using my name, which I know nothing about...
You should call them.
No, the form letter was signed by Dan Foreman, senior producer.
Well, that's fine for Dan Foreman. I didn't hire Dan Foreman. I work for WWOR.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you saying? What are you accusing them of?
No, nothing. Just
of what?
We're all full up.
They didn't like your material. What are you going to do?
Yeah. You don't know what happened subsequently. I offered to be a writer for Dennis Miller, so you can see what happened there.
What happened?
He's not on anymore.
How old are you?
Were you hired?
And I'm looking for Chevy Chase's address.
Let me ask you something. The fact that you're in Cleveland tells me you're not serious about the business. What do you really do for a living?
Nothing. That's why I'm in Cleveland.
Well, I mean, if you were serious about writing for television, you'd be in Los Angeles or New York or perhaps even Chicago.
I know a lot of people who sit at home and write scripts.
Yeah, I know tons of guys like this sit at home and write scripts, and they get rejection, and then they go, "Hey, man, how come you rejected my script?" Because it sucked.
Oh, that's true.
And they hate to hear that.
No. Any feedback whatsoever is appreciated.
Well, I don't know who you are. Maybe your script was good. I never heard of any scripts or any submission for writers, but
no, that's all right.
It's totally possible. I mean, it's totally possible that WWOR used my name and looked for writers. They used my name for everything else.
They didn't mention it in the box ad. That's why it was such a pleasant surprise, and that's why I've been studying up on you for the last couple of years.
I mean, to run a blind box ad in Variety is about as stupid a way to go about looking for writers as can be, but I wouldn't surprise me from WWOR. I mean, who do you think you're going to hear from? You think you're going to hear from who? Steven Spielberg is going to write you a letter?
Oh, yeah, I see the
Who's going to write you a letter? Tolstoy?
This guy.
No, the guy from Cleveland writes in the letter. Of course that's all you're going to hear from, because WOR was probably offering $15 for the new writers. All right, thank you. I got to go.
Okay.
All right.
Well, he said he sent them to Dennis Miller. Did you? You didn't write for Dennis Miller, did you?
No, but he went off the air all the same.
I see.
And as I say, I'm always looking for others.
Well, send us more scripts. We read them, we steal the ideas, and then we throw them away. Thank you.
Okay.
Very good.
But that's showbiz.
That's showbiz.
All right. Actually, I was going to move over to Olympia the second time, but if you're interested.
Where are you moving? Olympia,
no.
where Hercules lives?
Submitting to Olympia Broadcast Networks.
Are you for real? Are you putting me on?
They're still in existence. They just changed their address.
Listen to me. What kind of job are you? What are you going to keep sending these stupid? Who is Olympia Broadcasting?
Oh, they seed morning zoo shows across the country with their.
All right, here's what I want you to do. You want to be in television?
Radio or whoever will have me.
All right. Yeah, this is what I want you to do. I want you to call a mental institution. Is there one in Cleveland?
Are you writing comedy?
I think it is.
Well, listen, I'm going to give you a career start. I want you first to get electroshock therapy, clean out all the cobwebs in your head.
Because you sound rather depressed.
And if you want, this is a comedian.
Well, that's why I don't go on the air.
And if you want to be in writing, if you want to write for a living, what I would suggest you do is you go to one of these local TV stations in Ohio somewhere and see if you can do something like maybe be a floor producer. I mean, just do something to at least get your hand in anything.
Oh, sure.
He's writing to all the big shows. They're going to grab him out of Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm ready for a local cable show that theoretically was in
all right, so
production.
All right, look, I got to go. This is
everything's in theory.
No. You give me a good proportion.
Everything is what?
In theory.
In theory. What is the theory now?
He's a local cable production company in theory.
In theory. Imagine that. If you imagine what this production company is.
No, I just turned in the.
All right, tell me one of your jokes. Let me hear one of your jokes that you wrote for your television. Go ahead, give me a joke.
No, there's sketches.
Give me a concept. Give me one of
sketches.
Give me a sketch
I wrote
concept.
Planet of the Liberals. I wrote a whole sketch about what life would be like if men had to have abortions. That one is to be performed without a laugh track. And
that's to be performed without a laugh track.
Well,
What about one that's performed with a laugh track?
I did, a bunch of guys sitting around in a bar bragging about their abortions and singing, abortion's sweeter than wine and all kinds of...
So in other words, the premise is that a guy gets an abortion?
And they love it. It's a sacrament to them. They read Soldier of Abortion. They read National Rifleman and Abortionist.
Yeah, well, unlike the Dennis Miller Show, we're not ready to go off the air yet, so we can't hire you.
Oh, well.
Those are not great ideas, my friend.
Well, you got to read them. All
right. Well, I'm not. Please don't send it to me. I'm not going to read it.
Oh, well.
I heard the idea already. I'm not interested.
Okay, well.
You know who would be interested in that? McNeil Error Report.
Yeah.
They're thinking of doing some comedy. Abortion comedy.
Not all my stuff is political, but if I do...
You don't sound like a happy man, I'll be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, right.
What's your first name, pal?
Charles.
All right, from now on your name is Dead Charles. Because you sound dead to me.
Not again.
All right, thank you very much, Charles.
All right, thanks for your time.
All right. More rejection. Well, that's part of being in show business. Robin, I got to leave now.
All right. We all have to go.
You can send that material to the other Cleveland morning shows.
Did you hear about Spike Lee's latest thing? I read this while we were away.
Yeah, I heard about it. I heard plenty about it.
He was advocating that people take a day off from work to go see his movie.
Yeah, well, I happen to agree with Representative Charles Rangel, who said it best.
What did he say?
He says, Spike Lee, he didn't say it just like this, I'm embellishing, but Spike Lee's a big a-hole. He says, if Spike Lee, listen what Spike Lee wants. He wants all the black kids to take a day off from school when his Malcolm X movie is put out, and the reason they should take the day off to school is to support the movie, because it will be a sign of support from Malcolm. So Charles Rangel said, you know what? You tell Spike Lee, if he's going to donate some of that money to the family of Malcolm X, then we'll take the day off. And he says, and if he's going to take that money and tell our black children who need education so desperately because they can't get jobs, if he's going to tell them take the day off and I'll donate that money to education in this country.
Well, wait a minute. The whole thing is, don't they show movies at times the school isn't open?
Please. Spike Lee is a big chucklehead.
You don't have to take time off from school. Just go when you're not in school.
I've had it with Spike Lee. He's nothing. That movie X is going to be the biggest bomb in history.
Yeah, he must be scared. He's exhorting people to take time off from school because they know they wouldn't go on their own free time.
He's saying, don't go watch my movie because it's good. Go watch it because...
Make it a school assignment, an outing.
Right.
That's fun.
I'll tell you something about Spike Lee. This is something you don't even know. His head is as solid as a bowling ball. There's nothing in there. And those movies he produces are the biggest piece of crap on the planet. And I'll tell you another thing. They're amateur productions at best. And here's the biggest shock of all. Black people hate those movies. They like action films. I'll tell you, Malcolm X better have plenty of action. That big shooting scene at the end.
Action, they're big.
When Malcolm sticks his head in the toilet bowl
I was gonna say.
and gets the lie in his hair. There'll be a lot of action. All right, give me the plugs. I got to get out of here. Done 7 hours of show. Jackie Martling.
We were all revved up about Cleveland.
Yeah, we were showing off for Cleveland. Jackie returns to Connecticut tomorrow night. Big show at the Treehouse Comedy Club in Westport, Connecticut. Go try and stump Jokey the Jackman. This Sunday, September 6th, the night before Labor Day. That's going to be a great show. Jackie's in a good mood for that.
Oh, yeah, anytime there's a holiday coming.
Eastside Comedy Club, Farmingdale on Long Island. You go see Jackie. 516-922-WINE for more information for jokes and stuff. And by the way, go see Scott the Engineer Saturday night at Jib Lane's Rocket Bowl in Flushing. And if you need a mobile DJ for your wedding or party, call Rocket Entertainment at 718-BAG-5040. DJs available in New York, L.A., Philly, Washington, Baltimore. Who knows, maybe Cleveland soon. We'll see you tomorrow. Robin, I'll see you definitely tomorrow.
Well, we'll see you in a few minutes.
No, that's right. Back in the office.